There's a new church. New church. Let's go ahead and listen to the new church.
Christ Church senior pastor Doug Wilson makes no apologies for his beliefs on God and country.
I'd like to see the town be a Christian town. I'd like to see the state be a Christian state. I'd like to see the nation be a Christian nation. I'd like to see the world be a Christian world.
And now Wilson's controversial views as a Christian nationalist are gaining sway in the nation's center of power with the recent opening of his...
This is going to get way bigger, by the way. Way bigger. Like right now, you're seeing the first 10%.
New church and high-profile parishioners like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Isn't it crazy that the guy that has tattoos on himself from the Crusades wants the country to be a Christian nation again? I would have never predicted that. Who could have ever known? Wow.
Is planting a church in D.C. part of your mission to try to turn this into a Christian nation?
Yes. So every society is theocratic. The only question is who's Theo? In a secular democracy, it would be demos, the people. In a Christian republic, it'd be Christ.
Well, what would you say to someone watching this and say, look, I'm a Muslim. Who are you to say your worldview is better than mine, that your God is better than mine?
Well, if I went to Saudi Arabia, I would fully expect to live under their God's rules.
But you said...
I told y'all it's coming back. I told y'all this is what's going to happen. I've been saying this over and over and over. This is the angle that I think a lot of people are going to start using in order to push religious messaging and to push for a more homogenous culture, is that they're going to do it through religion.
Earlier that you want this to be a Christian world.
Yes.
So you want to supplant their religion with your Christian.
Yes, by peaceful means. Of course.
Not by peaceful means. Not by peaceful means. The window has not shifted enough for you to say what you really think. But, that'll change.
By sharing the gospel, there's a lot of work yet to do. I believe that we are working our little corner of the vineyard.
Wilson's Little Corner, a picturesque campus nestled on the outskirts of downtown Moscow, Idaho, is growing by the day with thousands of like-minded Christians.
That's right.
Parishioners of his church, known as
Christian nationalism, is going to be probably one of the fastest growing groups of people in the next 5 and 10 years. And I think that it's going to be adopted primarily by young people and Zoomers.
Kirkers own and operate several businesses downtown next to liberal college town stores.
If it's true.
Why did he yell boo? Because it's
because of me.
Because of you.
Yeah. There you go.
That's a regular day for you.
That's not unusual.
No.
A big focus of his Christian movement is on a patriarchal society where men are dominant and women are expected to submit to their husbands.
Women are the kind.
This was retweeted by the Secretary of Defense, saying all of Christ for all of life. I don't sound so crazy anymore whenever I say that the 19th Amendment is going to be a conversation point, do I? I told you.
The people that people come out of.
So you just think they're meant to have babies. That's it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and mother, who is the chief executive of the home, is entrusted with 3 or 4 or 5 eternal souls.
I'm here as a working journalist, and I'm a mom of 3.
Good for you.
Is that an issue for you?
No, it's not automatically an issue.
Josh and Amy Prince, along with their
It's not automatically an issue, but it will be. Yeah, I'm going to be CEO of a company. You're going to be CEO of the kitchen. Just the way it is. Why is this a problem for Christians? I think that people feel more comfortable criticizing Christianity versus criticizing Islam because, number one, Islam is seen as a foreign religion and Christianity is a domestic religion. And also it's because of race politics. It's because Christianity is primarily a white person religion and Islam is not. That's the reason why. Those are two of the main reasons.
Kids moved here from Washington State.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
Mm-hmm. Yes and no. In the sense that we're both saved by grace, we're absolutely on equal footing. But we have very different purposes, God-given.
But do you see yourself as the head of the household, as the man?
He is the head of our household.
Yes.
Yes, and I do submit to him.
So like moving here
I was just
was
gonna say that.
ultimately your decision.
Yes.
That's a great
example.
Wilson says in his vision of a Christian society, women as individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastor
Retweeted by the Secretary of Defense. That's right. This is the reason why a lot of young people aren't supporting Trump. It's because he's not conservative enough. Yeah. Biggest L ever, religion should not substitute secular law. I'm not a big fan of being ruled by religion either. I think that most people, I am a Reddit atheist. Okay? So I agree with you in a lot of these viewpoints. But I'm telling you where things are going.
Pastors Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if there's your wife doesn't want to vote for the same?
Right.
Why would you even ask this? You know what the answer is. You know what just say it.
Person as you.
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say.
You see, they're still trying to play by the old rules. That's it. These worthless men are the reason why sexist women exist. I think that you are in for a very, very bad next 10 years. Probably next 20 years. You're in for a really bad time.
That they want the 19th Amendment repealed.
I would support that. And I'd support it on the basis that the atomization that comes with our current system is not good for humans.
And Wilson, a veteran himself, is unapologetic about his view that women shouldn't be in certain leadership or combat roles.
They going all the way. Oh shit.
Looking at the leadership page for Christ Church,
Right.
it's all
guys.
men.
Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations, Karen. You just figured that out.
Do you accept women in leadership roles in the church and government?
In the church, no.
Why?
Because the Bible says not to.
Yeah, 12 disciples and yeah.
Well, that's not what happens in the Bible. Women do lead all the time.
Progressive faith leader Reverend Jennifer Butler is concerned about Wilson's growing influence.
Of course they're concerned. I bet they are. Yep.
He is rapidly gaining in power. He has
He is.
hundreds of churches established around the country.
Yep. These people have no idea where things
They
are going.
actually literally wanted to.
Why, they have no idea what's going on here. This is a consensual situation. The end result of this is that it will not be. Clip it. And let's wait. For now.
Take over towns and cities, and they have access to this administration.
Yes.
Wilson is part of a broader Christian nationalist movement making inroads with the Trump administration, with a newly created faith office led by evangelical pastor Paula White Cain, and people seen right outside the White House entrance praying and speaking in tongues.
We are standing on the soil of the White House, and we are declaring your word.
How precious.
And now there's a monthly prayer service at the Pentagon, initiated by Hegseth.
This is exactly what I expected. Yep. Yeah, if you had told me that, again, the guy with a bunch of tattoos from the Crusades would be doing this, I would immediately believe it. Yep. And before people start calling him the Antichrist, you oppress enough people, don't expect a counterswing. I think that a lot of people view, and this is the reason why I think that it's happening, I think that it's happening primarily because they see encroaching religions, primarily Islam, taking hold in European countries, and I think that Americans are looking to inoculate themselves from that happening in America. And the way that they see that working is by taking on Christian nationalism as an oppositional perspective to Muslim nationalism or Islamic nationalism. And I think that's definitely what's happening here. And so these are people primarily who, I don't know if all of them necessarily believe everything in the Bible, but what I think that they do believe is that they want to be told what to do based off of the Bible and not the Quran. And I think that whenever you look at the way that the demographics have changed and the laws have changed in Europe, I think that many Americans see that and they don't want to see that happen here. That's the main reason why it's happening. It's self-preservation. Yes, it is. No one's telling them to do that, though. Well, I think that that's the perspective, right? The perspective is that a lot of these people, this is the outlook that a lot of them have, is that they're worried that if another religion comes into America and it creates enough of a power structure that it will effectively exercise its will over the people and it will supersede the existing laws. And they look at things like existing blasphemy laws and things like this that are being added in the UK or in Europe, and they see that and they say, oh, well, if these people can live on their own, why are they trying to change the laws and make people tell what to do? Do you see kind of what I'm saying here? So why do we have to swap pussy Karens from Christ Karens? Because, again, and I think that it's a lesser of two evils. That's the way that they see it. And that's the way a lot of people see it. Islam places more limitations on women than Christianity ever did. I don't care about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way that people think and how they're evaluating this and where this impulse is coming from. And if you can't see this happening, I think that you're very delusional. I think that you're not paying attention, and I think that you're intentionally blind. This is where things are going, and I think it's going to become more and more extreme. And as religion, and also here's another reason too, is that the lack of a global culture, right? Or sorry, a national culture. Like America had a much more homogenous natural culture, even whenever I was a kid versus now. I think that there's a lot of people that want to go back to that, and they see that one of the vehicles of going back to that is religion, and that's primarily Christianity here in America. And so that's the reason why it's happening. That's where it's going. Keep religion out of politics. Here's the problem. And you can debate whether this is true or not, but I'm telling you this is what people believe. People don't want to keep religion out of politics out of a very, very simple thing, that other people won't keep their religion out of politics. So they view this as you don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight. You see what I'm saying? Religion is politics. Yes, exactly, right? And so anyway, USA doesn't have kings, exactly, and so that's really what it is, and vice versa, exactly. And so yeah, it's reactionary. It is in a lot of cases. Denmark banned the burqa. Have you seen that? Yeah, I did see a little bit of that. It's not impossible to keep religion out of politics. People just don't want to. Well, do you think 9/11 may have had an impact on this? Oh, of course it did. It absolutely did. Of course.
Wilson's highest level connection to the administration.
It's not organizationally tied to us, but it's the kind of thing we love to see.
For his part, Hegseth has publicly praised Wilson.
He has.
Now we're standing on the shoulders of a generation later, the Doug Wilsons and the others.
Wilson's influence spans the globe with more than 150 churches. Lennox Kavafangwa moved to Moscow from Africa.
It's really because I wanted to be a part of a community that was doing something, and especially in building Christian institutions.
Are there other black families in this community?
Oh, absolutely.
What a weird, stupid question to ask, especially from that name. Like, that's an African name. Christianity is massive in Africa. Now, the type of Christianity that's in Africa isn't the same as, like, Orthodox Christianity or like, you know, Catholicism. It's not directly the same, but it's similar. Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, it's huge.
There's a few black families.
Wilson maintains all are welcome to his church, but he's also not shying away from his past controversial statements on race.
Do you still...
I would have never guessed. Wow.
Believe what you said back in the 90s, that there's a mutual affection between master and slave?
Yes, it depends on which master and which slave you're talking about. Slavery was overseen and conducted by fallen human beings, and there were horrendous abuses, and there were also people who owned slaves who were decent human beings and didn't mistreat them. I think that system of chattel slavery was an unbiblical system, and I'm grateful it's gone.
What he also wants gone?
I told you guys. I told you.
Same-sex marriage, because he thinks
man. Remember what I said before about how people are going to become slaves again? There's no such thing as ethical slavery. Okay.
homosexuality is a crime.
In the late 70s and early 80s, sodomy was a felony in all 50 states.
Mm-hmm.
That America of that day was not a totalitarian hellhole.
So you would like America to go back to that?
Yep.
Yes.
Wilson maintains his ultimate goal is to bring about the
Yep, that's it. That's the goal.
The second coming of Christ through his work, and rejects critics' claims he's trying to make the dystopian world of The Handmaid's Tale a reality.
I'm not a white nationalist. I'm not a fascist. I'm not a racist. I'm not a misogynist.
How far off do you see a Christian nation, like a full-on Christian theocracy?
Oh,
15 years away.
250 years?
250 years.
Yeah, honestly, that's yes.
What you see. But you do think it will happen?
Yes, I do. We're not going to usher in anything ourselves. We're really genuinely pioneers.
I think it'd be 50. 250 is a long time. Not a chance, 0%. Well, anyway, so this is the new guy. This guy pretending people aren't doing sodomy just because it was illegal. Yeah, but it's like they weren't able to do it publicly and it was controlled and people weren't able to express themselves in the same way. So I do think that's a pretty big difference. Let me see if I can pull up a few more of these here. And here's another one. Pete Hegseth gives a... Well, let's just see what he does.
Mr. Hegseth, do you think the Muslim Brotherhood should be designated as a terrorist organization?
Why did your chief of...
I told you guys that's the reason why it's happening. That's it. You should think so? Yep.
Staff tried to oust a White House liaison.
Again, it's a shock that the guy with Crusader tattoos, really would think that, isn't it? Who could have ever believed this?
So you just think they're meant to have babies? That's it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and
well, this is the same one. I was seeing if there was another one here, but let's see if I can find it. Pete Hegseth shares a clip saying women shouldn't have the right to vote. The 19th Amendment should be repealed and women should have to submit to their husbands. All of Christ for all of life. The United States Secretary of Defense just promoted a clip calling for women to lose their right to vote. Yep. Keep in mind, I just want to remind you guys, it's not even 1 year. It has not even been 1 year. Wow.